Smack talking where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is smack talking raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is, this is Smack Talking Raw. I'm your boy Pinky. We got Ron Stradamus in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
Man, it's been a long couple of weeks, friend. This pinched nerve in my neck is no joke. I don't wish it on nobody ever. This is like it when it comes on, it's like fighting Brock Lesnar, and you know you can't get him off you. It's like that. It's like, oh my gosh, this is unbearable pain. But I'm glad to be here, Pinks. How's everything with you, friend?
It's good, buddy. It's good. I've got a little show and tell for you, for the audience. Now, first, before we talk about AEW, I got me some new personalized license plates.
You can't see me. I love it.
So they didn't have "you can't see me" available, so I had to use an S. But I feel like it still does the same thing.
That's right on. I love it.
So the wife was like, "You're such a man child." And, yes, I am. So had that. And then, partner, I got to say, I am so mad at your pinch nerve because it prevented you from going to a really, really fun wrestling show.
Oh my gosh, I'm still bummed about it for sure.
Robert was like, "Oh, this is so much better than SmackDown," and I was like, "Well, you got to understand, this was all like, there's only 2,500 people in Mission Ballroom that can get in, right? So Mission Ballroom is a pretty small venue. Everybody that was there is a die-hard wrestling fan.
Yeah, for sure.
Because AEW, they're going up. They're on an upward trajectory, but they're not. It's not WWE, right? Some people don't know all the characters. If you know a lot of the AEW folks, you are a hardcore wrestling fan, that's what we had at the show. So AEW I picked me up a Tony Storm T-shirt. Had to do it.
Absolutely beautiful.
Had to do it.
And just so that you know, guys, Jen's How 4192, you asked what's this about? We smack talk usually about WWE business, but every once in a while it crosses over into AEW. And this is one of those instances where we are actually talking about AEW because it was here in Colorado, and Pinky was able to go. I was supposed to go, but unfortunately I've had this pinched nerve in my neck and it's just not happening. What you got there?
This is a Love Bomb poster signed by Tony Storm and her tag team partner, Mira Shirakawa. I think I'm saying that right. Probably not saying it right, but it's Tony Storm again. I love Tony Storm.
Yeah, Tony's a classic. She's absolute classic in the industry.
All right. We're going to do something we've never done before, Ron.
Talk to me.
Are you ready?
Come on with it.
I'm going to play you a clip. This is video from my phone, and this was so good. Let's go!
Nice.
That was MJF as he was coming out to do a promo with Adam Hangman Page. He's so good on the mic, man. He is so good on the mic. His stick, if I'm better than you and you know it,
And you know it is great. It is great.
He is it's so good. So that was fantastic. And then of course I wanted to show you I got one pretty good photo of Toni Storm as well.
Yeah. She's a superstar Hall of Famer already. Good job.
We were in the second to last row, and it's still like not a bad seat in the house, man. Great place. When they come back, and Tony Khan said they would come back. I think he said they're coming back this year. We'll go again because that was a heck of a good time. We'll have to load you up with a lot of drugs if the pinched nerve is still getting you.
And if the pinched nerve is going on by then, you'll probably have to say goodbye to me because I'm not dealing with this much longer, Fred. This is the worst pain ever. But I'm so glad you guys had a great time. Who all went?
So our buddy Robert from Sports Nonsense and Whiskey, my brother Andy, Robert's buddy DJ. He's a big wrestling fan. He's welcome anytime. That guy was awesome. DJ was great. And then Harmony took your spot, and she was thankful she had a good time. And that was our crew. So it was good, man. And I probably drank too much. I had a really good time.
There was nothing wrong with the pinkster. I got you, brother.
I had someone driving me home, so it was good. All right. So we wanted to talk about Elimination Chamber. Now, you and I did not get to watch together because you're a pinched nerve. But what were your thoughts of Elimination Chamber, first of all? Let me start with that.
Well, it was really predictable in certain regards. It did last year's Elimination Chamber with Cena turning heel is always going to be probably the measuring stick for Elimination Chamber because nobody had seen anything like that in the John Cena time frame of doing WWE work. So that's going to be hard to overcome. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee, CM Punk versus Finn Balor. You had Alexa Bliss, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, and all the rest of the girls in the women's chamber, the men's chamber. The women have been doing a lot better job as far as inside of their production of WWE programming lately. I just enjoy them and the athleticism and what it is that they're doing in and out of the show. It's like they're hungry. Whereas the men, they're kind of like cashing it in a little bit.
Talking about the women's chamber was the best part of Elimination Chamber. They all fit so well, and I thought they just all looked so good. Like everybody played their part. Kiana James, damn girl. Like, are they putting a rocket on her? Like, she seemed to shine.
You know what? I think the Triple H should do that, but at the end of the day, I have no idea where he's going with his booking at all. Like right now, later on in my rant, I'll go over that a little bit, and we have a segment called Ron's Rant. So later on in the third segment, we'll get into that a little bit. But yeah, she came through and she had a Janet Jackson moment too. Wardrobe malfunction.
So did Raquel.
Oh yeah, it's true. So ain't nobody complaining about that. But it is one of those things to where when you wear those spicy small outfits and everything like that, what do you expect?
Hey, I'll give my wife even gave Raquel credit, and we actually rewound it so we could see it again. Like she was rolling over, it's popping out, and she's already trying to put it back in while she's rolling. Like that's pretty talented.
That is talented.
So kudos to her. Tiffy, she had a nice little butterfly outfit on. She had a really good showing. I loved this moment. Asuka getting Alexa Bliss with the mist. Like, let's go. That's just I saw this. I was like, man, this is a great photo.
Man, it messed up my picks, that move, Oscar. So now I hate you forever and always, Oscar too.
Asuka and Seth Rollins, they're dead to you. All right. I'm feeling it.
You just made the list.
Yes, yes. And then of course, Rhea Ripley ends up with the victory. All the ladies looking really good. Neither one, you or I, neither one of us picked Rhea Ripley. And I just felt like
I did originally, and then I changed it at the last second.
Yeah, I just felt like it was like, as they call it was too chalk, right? It was too expected. Because she kind of is the biggest star in that match, and you can't always have her, but I guess you can't have Rhea Ripley not in WrestleMania. So they would have found a way to put her in a match at WrestleMania regardless. But
anyway,
I know she's a big draw.
When they lost the tag team titles the night before Elimination Chamber, I knew at that point in time that Rhea Ripley was going to be the Chamber winner because she doesn't need the tag team belts anymore.
Right. Those tag team belts are no good to Rhea. So, again, I still thought the women's match was the most entertaining of the night. They did a great job. And it just seems like you said, the more interesting matches and better matches are from the women most of the time recently. So let's highlight and showcase them more, right? Let's give them some more time. I don't think they had. I'm trying to think about last night. It was just AJ Lee, wasn't it? There was no other females on, and they had a segment with Rhea and Io.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, no women on Raw last night. No matches.
What they should really consider is making a division, a TV program for just the women's wrestling, and let them have their own show instead of being blended in with the WWE men. Put it head up against AEW, and you'll start getting like a lot more people watching that type of show just for the diversity, in my opinion.
That'd be interesting, but I'd hate for it to take. I'm liking my Wednesday nights watching AEW, man. They've got me now. They've got me, and my wife is so angry about it because wrestling's on too much. We had AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. This match ended up being more entertaining than I thought. I thought this was going to be. I had a feeling this was going to be a turd. And I thought it was fun, enjoyable. AJ Lee won, which I was one of the few things I got right on the night. So I appreciate AJ Lee coming through in the clutch for the Pinkster. But everything in that match, I mean, nothing crazy. I really knew she was going to win when I saw Jessica Carr was the one as the referee. And she's already caused Becky Lynch to lose multiple matches. So you just knew like they were going to do some shenanigans. Something was going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. Becky went and took the turnbuckle off. Jessica finally realized it, got the turnbuckle, gets hit, then takes a kick from Becky, I believe.
Yes, from Becky, yes.
And, but before everything kind of gets worked out, next thing you know, Becky's in the spider web, and she's tapping to AJ Lee again, which in this case is the third time she's tapped to AJ Lee.
Kind of like AJ is the Cody Rhodes to Seth Rollins.
So we got this Becky. They're not running this back again, right? This is done. The AJ Lee Becky is done.
I think they may try to do something at WrestleMania that's like a final culmination match, something like a Hell in a Cell or something like that. They gotta you can't just have Becky lose with the moniker of I'm the best. Even Sports Illustrated tells me this. You got to either bump Becky up to the main belt on SmackDown or Raw, or they need to finish this out with Becky beating AJ Lee at WrestleMania.
We'll talk a little bit more about AJ Lee when we talk about Raw, but was not. I was glad that this worked out well. I was worried that this match was going to be really bad. So kudos to the champ, the new Intercontinental Champion, AJ Lee. So she got her moment in Chicago with her husband in their hometown. So kudos to the champ. She even got a little bit of a bloody lip as well. All right, we had 2 bloody lips that night. And then we go on to Finn Balor and CM Punk. Now, I think we talked about this quite a bit. If I remember right, last Tuesday, I did say that this would be a pretty good match. But as we said, at the end of the day, Finn Balor was going to lose.
Yes. There was no way that Finn Balor was going to interrupt the main event of WrestleMania 42. There's no way. But he did look good. CM Punk looked good. And that's a part of my rant coming up here in just a little bit too. Part 2 of CM Punk, and I can't wait to talk about the rant, but I'm not going to do it yet. Got some bragging to do first as we go through this match. So go ahead.
All right. So I did love that he got the 95 Bulls entrance theme. I thought that was a nice touch, being that he's from Chicago and they're in the United Center where the Bulls play. So that was quite enjoyable. Your boy Punk kind of turned back the clock a little bit, and he did look he looked pretty good in this match. I'm going to give him credit. I think he I don't know if he upped his game, or I don't know if he just took more pills before the match. Whatever he had to do, he did it and made this look really good. So him and Finn. I got to say, when Finn was going for the coup de grace, the second one,
Mm-hmm.
and CM Punk catches him and puts him immediately into sharpshooter, that was one of the smoothest transitions I've seen. I was like, damn, CM Punk, where'd that come from?
Yeah, he looked like CM Punk all of a sudden. That was a nice little touch right there.
That was super clean. And again, that helped continue to make this match very enjoyable. Of course, the outcome, as we all had discussed, they were not going to ruin WrestleMania with a Finn Balor win. So CM Punk is still the champion.
You're still your world heavyweight champion. And one of the things that I'm paying attention to is that at WrestleMania 42, it'll be the first time that the world heavyweight championship will be defended in the main event of WrestleMania. So that's a big, big, big accolade for the Monday Night Raw brand to actually bring it to the forefront that their title is competitive now with the world heavyweight champ, with the WWE championship.
And is that gonna night 2? Is that gonna main event night 2? Is that what's happening?
That's what they're saying so far, that's night 2 of WrestleMania.
I mean, it's got Roman Reigns, so yeah, it's probably main eventing. Oh, all right. And then we got the men's Elimination Chamber. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Damn, did Trick Willie come out, and the guy's on fire, man. The guy's on fire. He's undeniable. Like his music hits, the crowd loses their effing mind, and they're just chanting, "Whoop that trick.
Whoop that trick. Everybody, whoop that trick. Get it."
Like he is so over, and I can't not see him not win a belt this year. Like I just can't see it. It's got to happen. He's that over. By SummerSlam, he's got to be winning the belt.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody this over in WWE in a long time, to where when they come out, people are just losing their mind right away. It's been a long time since that's happened.
It's crazy. I loved Randy Orton coming out and trying to put on the fur coat, and then couldn't quite get it and was like, "Screw this," and threw it away. Now we had Javon Evans, LA Knight, Trick Williams, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Logan Paul in the match. One of the things that I noticed, I'm wondering if you noticed the same thing. it's like the production of this match was originally, again, for Braun Breaker. I think that's, we can say that with confidence that Braun Breaker was going to be in this match. And then after he got hurt and Bronson Reed got hurt, and then they threw Logan Paul in, it's like they didn't redo the match.
Yeah, they just kept the match the same and they just changed the character.
And because it didn't fit. Logan Paul eliminating 3 guys. Like, and one of them was pretty easy that he eliminated. I think it was might have been Javon. I was like, come on now. Like, you can have him eliminate them. I'm fine with that. That actually doesn't cause me any concern. It's the fact that, like, it looked so easy.
Yeah, like he's like, they're not even building Logan Paul up to be a big time guy.
So
is the phones returning? Jacob got hurt.
What?
I'm looking in the Oliver put a quote in there.
James Jacob will get hurt. Who's James? It looks like Javon gets hurt every week now. Right now, he's had a couple things that look like he might be a little banged up. He might need a little bit of rest.
Yeah, he's got to put a little bit of moxie in his step. You can't be coming up short, boy. 21 years old. Get yourself in there, do some things.
Here's a spot that I did like. Again, no surprise. Logan Paul was something crazy off the top here. He does some crazy good stuff. I just thought in this match, everything they had him doing kind of screamed to me that this was Braun Breaker's spots, and they didn't change it up. They're like, we've been working on this for weeks, guys. We're gonna just keep it the same.
Just add in Logan to it. He could do it. He can do it all.
So, and then we got to this moment in the chamber where the masked man, they had a masked man come in and get tackled by security and run out. And while they're removing him, Seth Rollins sneaks his way into the chamber. I got to ask, Ron, did this hold any weight at this point?
Vision is dead to me, in my opinion. If they can resurrect this in any way, meaning WWE, to bring the Vision to prominence, it's going to take an act of God to make that happen, because you got too many injuries. Right when Seth Rollins got hurt in that fake move on Saturday night's main event, ever since then, actually even before then, when Seth chose Paul Heyman and Paul Heyman chose Seth, there was always just not a fit there. I was hoping that they'd figure it out, but it's always just been disjointed.
I mean, I do think that whole thing created 2 of the best moments of 2025, though. Seth turning on or Heyman turning on Punk and Roman at WrestleMania night 1. And then Seth Rollins coming out at SummerSlam to take the belt from CM Punk and cash in on the briefcase with his bum knee. Those 2 moments were great in 2025. So I still think there was a way to make it work. But then when, Seth got hurt, Braun got hurt, Bronson's hurt, him stomping Logan Paul just didn't hold any weight, because Logan Paul and Austin Theory had nothing to do with him getting stomped out. That was right on Braun and Bronson Reed.
Right, that's right. So because you're hanging out with Paul Heyman, is that what he's saying? I'm like, after all of Heyman's boys, it just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know how they. And I like Seth Rollins being the masked man that's been terrorizing them the last couple of weeks. I don't mind that. I just, in this moment, I felt like this didn't hold any weight, just because, like, there's really nothing there. So we'll see if they start actually talking about it. We'll talk a little bit about it on because he showed up again on Raw. But kudos to the Ronstradamus. He chose correctly. He had Randy Orton winning the Elimination Chamber.
When not very many people did. I was going against everybody that was picked out there. Dave Meltzer, Sean, whatever his name is. All these guys, they had had it broken down that they felt that it was either going to be LA Knight, Logan Paul, all this stuff. And I'm like, this is Randy's last run, really. His real last chance to get out there and be involved in the World Heavyweight title mix. So good job.
He's saying he's still got 5 to 10 years left, according to him. But
Sean Ross Sapp, just so that I don't get on his bad side. Sean Ross Sapp.
Hopefully they'll do some things. But he is going into the main event against Drew McIntyre, who also showed up in the chamber to help Cody Rhodes get eliminated. So there's still a lot going on.
Still a lot going on. So recap of our picks for this week. For the Elimination Chamber, we had Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Both of us picked AJ Lee, new Intercontinental Champion. So that was great. Second match was CM Punk versus Finn Balor. We both picked CM Punk. The Women's Chamber, I picked Alexa Bliss. You picked Raquel Rodriguez. Neither one of us got a point. The last one was Randy Orton for the men's the men's Elimination Chamber, and I got that one. So our current status update is 7-4. Ron Young up in our thing right now.
I'm gonna catch up at WrestleMania. Don't you worry. I'm gonna catch up.
But this time you get to go first because as a champion, I did all my picks first. So this time you do. So I'm just gonna pick everything you do next at WrestleMania. Defense, boom, boom, boom. Defense.
I mean, that's one way to go. All right.
You know, one of the things we have this segment on our show. It's called Ron's Rant. So I'm a rant right now for a minute. So WWE sucks so bad. Whenever I'm talking to anybody right now, there is no Monday Night Raw yesterday was about the best show that the WWE has had in a long time. And I remember back to WrestleMania 40. And it's a hard thing to do when you're comparing one session to another session, but it's like, how in 2 years did we get this bad? Triple H, you've taken your foot off the gas pedal and you're letting the son of a bitch go off the cliff, and you're nose diving into a fiery inferno right now because everybody hates you because you're telling the fans just sit around and wait and just be pleased with what I'm doing. No, I'm not pleased with what you're doing. The ticket prices suck. The event sucks. We're at WrestleMania. You told TKO, okay, we're going to move WrestleMania from New Orleans to Las Vegas. Now you can't sell out WrestleMania. WrestleMania ain't even sold out. We're 6 weeks away from WrestleMania, and there's half a stadium left to go into Las Vegas. Now, granted, the Raiders play there, so they're used to people losing and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you like this. You're going to lose your audience because a whole generation of wrestling fans aren't going to have their fans that grew up loving it being able to support them anymore. The product absolutely sucks. And with that being said, the couple glimmers of hope is you got a 40-year-old and a 48-year-old that are going to main event WrestleMania this year. They better shine like nothing else, because if they don't shine, you're going to lose a lot of people, because that's the hope, is that the old guy and the part-timer are going to be able to bring WrestleMania to another level. We got Randy Orton. Randy's a 40-year-old something. We don't have no new talent in the main event scene. We got Javon Evans, who's 21 years old, and I don't think anybody really takes him seriously yet because he's so young. You got the Street Profits, dominant tag team. They're incognito, not doing anything. So what I'm really thinking about right now is that as a longtime wrestling fan, 41 years in fact, I'm thinking to myself that there needs to be a change. And that change is I'm going to start floating the flag of AEW, because right now they're getting it. And so, like, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a lot of people going over to the other brand and picking up what it is that they're putting down to, like, make it so we want to come back. Because at the end of the day right now, there is nothing captivating about wanting to watch a 3-hour Monday Night Raw or a 3-hour Friday Night SmackDown. The only thing we got on WWE program and it's worth the damn is NXT. And that's on Tuesdays for a couple hours. That's my rant.
And you're not wrong. And I just think a lot of this, I mean, bad booking, bad creative. I don't feel like. Well, I think we've talked about it before. Like, we don't have feuds and rivalries. We don't have characters that you can just love and just be all behind. Like, we don't have the Hogans or the Bret Harts or the Shawn Michaels or the Undertaker. We just don't have those characters that make you love or hate them. And then we don't have those rivalries that also make you love or hate someone either. And all of that comes back to that's why a lot of us kids growing up, we loved wrestling. We loved the Hulk Hogans and the Shawn Michaels and the Stone Colds and the Rock and Cena, because it gave us a character for us to believe in, and we didn't want to see that guy lose. And then we wanted to see that other guy who's a jerk. We wanted to see him lose every time, but he'd win, and then he'd beat up our guy. And like, just we don't have a lot of that consistency in what's going on. So yeah, I'm with you, Ron. And like I said, like right now, MJF is like, he's the best thing on the men's side in wrestling. And
great mic work, great in the ring. He's got all the gifts that you want to have from a young superstar.
yeah, he turns 30 next month. So he's already on his second title reign there in AEW. All right. One last thing from Chamber. We got to talk about Danhausen. Now, Danhausen, who recently did a lot of indie work, and then he did a lot. He did some work in AEW recently. He hadn't been on there in about a year and a half, though. I don't know if it was injury or they just didn't have anything for him or what. He hadn't really been around. Are you familiar with Danhausen before Elimination Chamber?
Yes.
Okay. Diehard wrestling fans, which I'd say we are, had heard of Danhausen and heard of his stick, right? On these PLEs, and especially in the crowd, are those diehard wrestling fans?
Well, from my understanding, there was a lot of people that were given tickets to get into the United Center on Saturday. So that's one thing there. So WWE fans are very tribalistic, and they usually only stay on the WWE side of things. Whereas AEW, they'll venture on both sides of things and watch WWE and AEW in all different indie products, NJPW, all that. So not many people in the WWE world would know Danhausen, and I think that they could have done a better job of bringing Danhausen's character alongside of the crate, because they had the crate and everybody's thinking that it's going to be Jericho. That's the only thing that everybody was thinking it was going to be Jericho. And so when it was anything other than Jericho, there was a disappointment. So that reflects on Danhausen because he's not Jericho. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, I think the WWE could have done a lot, but they always could do a lot better because they suck right now. So that's the bottom line as far as that goes.
Right. Now, I actually thought the bit was good.
Yeah.
I just don't think the crate was the way to go. For 3 weeks, we've got this crate. Adam Pearce is sending it back to Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis is sending it back to Adam Pearce. We're going to open this thing together. They open it up. I thought the coffin was cool. The girls coming out. I mean, girls coming out of a coffin. I'm in. And then, you got Danhausen, who's a weird looking dude, come out, right?
Right.
His stick is hilarious. When you watch him,
a good thing for sure.
I think he is going to get over. I just feel bad that WWE did a really bad job introducing him.
Yeah.
To the WWE universe, because there's no reason to have this whole crate build up for anything other than Jericho, right? And again,
agreed, Cody. Agreed.
Last year, what did we get at Elimination Chamber, right? Right before WrestleMania, we get one of the biggest reveals ever of John Cena turning heel. So again, as an audience, and you got this crate, you're like, what's in the... I'm just sitting there going, what's in the box?
And then this person comes out that I don't know who it is. Like, how can I get excited about that? It's just like the other masked wrestler that came out and nobody knew who he was. It's like there's no payoff for that.
Right. So We'll talk about Danhausen here in a moment. This was an unfortunate miscalculation by WD. Now, I had heard some people debate. They never told you to raise your level of expectations. They never was like, you know what? We're wrestling fans. That's what we do. We're looking for something to get excited about. And when you've got this thing, we're like, what's in the box? Right? I just keep going back to Brad Pitt. What's in the box?
Cody, I agree with you too.
That's what I want. I was excited because I was like, what's in the box? Then that come out. His music hits. The girls come out. I'm excited. And then I'm like, oh, man, the crowd is not digging this. They were not digging that at all. All right. We got some Monday Night Raw stuff to talk about. That show last night was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it comes back to the very opening of the show is a very Attitude Era-esque Raw. You've got Paul Heyman and the Vision out. Seth Rollins sends multiple masked men to distract the Vision. And then Seth Rollins is creeping up behind Paul Heyman with a chair. Oh, man. And then Paul Heyman takes that chair like a champ.
Like a champ, superstar champ. Yes.
My wife goes, so that's what it's supposed to look like. Because when she hit me with the chair, she did it wrong and hit me in the top of the head.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's right.
she was like, that's what it's supposed to look like. Yes, honey. So when we do it again, you got to hit me right there. You make it look good. This was great. And then stomping him out, causing a bloody nose, causing him to go to the hospital. That was fantastic. Having Jimmy get out of a car and beat up Logan or Austin or whoever it was, and then LA Knight driving away in the ambulance. Amazing. Like, why did it take us years to get something like that? It's not that hard. I know maybe they don't like to use production money on these bits, but they really help with having fun and building the story. Like, those bits make everything. Like,
Yeah, it's like TKO doesn't fully understand WWE programming to a certain degree. And so that is making Triple H have his hands tied a certain little bit. I mean, it's just a conundrum that's going on. All you hear about is that there's $3 billion that TKO is in debt right now. And it shows in the production. Our production sucks.
they need to up their game. We started off the show with the Paul Heyman. We started off the wrestling with Gunther and Dragon Lee.
Yes.
And this was the match I didn't know I wanted. And it was amazing. They both put on a show. And I don't get the Gunther hate. I understand the Gunther hate, like, from what, his character, and I beat Cena and I beat AJ Styles and all that, and him being a jerk, right? But in the ring as a wrestler, he really gets the best out of his opponents and they have a amazing match. And maybe it's because we're from the 80s and he's got a little bit more slower, methodical pace, which I know when you've got luchadors running around everywhere and you've got Seth Rollins and Logan Paul and Javon Evans who can do all these crazy things, to see a guy who's a little bit slower pace, every movement counts and matters. It's different, and maybe that's not appealing to wrestling fans these days, but I think Gunther's one of the best in the game. Even if you hate his character, his wrestling in the ring is top notch.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a Gunther fan. Gunther! I love Gunther. But Dragon Lee is one of those, I think that he's underrated. He brings so much to the dance as far as his athletic ability, what he's able to bring. I think that if they were to have a light heavyweight championship opportunity for him, and you got Penta, which we'll talk about in a minute, that's going to bring a lot of light to the Lucha wrestling brand coming up here soon. So great stuff.
Like, for Dragon Lee to put on a match like that against Gunther was just awesome. Like, awesome. Man, such a good match. Like I said, the females of the night, we had AJ Lee come out, and I love this T-shirt. Lucky for you, therapy works. And she's crazy, bro. Like, when I see her and I see her do the little walk around, I see her do the little spider web on the ropes. I just go, man, that girl is crazy.
There might be a little something not quite right with her if the medication isn't there on time.
Good luck to CM Punk. Now, she threw down the gauntlet. She said she's going to be a fighting champion. And she called out any woman to come out and face her. And I believe immediately they made a 6-woman number 1 contender match for next week on Raw, if I'm not mistaken. So I like that. I like that. And you know, if AJ Lee's got some more in the tank, it'd be good to see her against some other opponents besides Becky Lynch.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Her and Becky must be good friends because they spent a lot of time fighting recently. So,
and I don't think their fight is over. I think they still got some run to do in this battle for sure.
We won't talk about it long, but I got to throw our boy El Grande Americano. Got to do this. Original El Grande Americano is not as good as the other El Grande Americano, but he's still pretty fun. And I forgot how Chad Gable's suplex is just so clean.
His whole wrestling image is so clean. They need to strap a rocket ship to him for a couple years and let him win the titles. They should have put him in the chamber instead of Logan Paul or whoever. Let's wait a minute. Who won?
It was original El Grande Americano was in that 3-way with Logan Paul and Jay.
No, it was Jay Uso.
Jay. That's right. Jay Brunson.
Yes, they should have let El Grande Americano go into the cage.
I think they just Bronson was going to win that, and then they were like, "Oh shit, Jay, just win, just win, Jay." But I believe the El Grandes have a match in 2 weeks at the AAA event that's happening. I'll have to double check, but I believe that is happening, so I'm excited for that. Ludwig Kaiser speaking fluent Spanish is
incredible.
Just what an amazing guy to do that, and he's so good. Like I sit there and go, the only thing that would make this better is if we did still get Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser as themselves doing certain things, because then there's still that, like, it's not them,
right? Now
but because
I know for sure that it's Ludwig Kaiser, and right,
because they've completely disappeared, so we know it's them, which kind of ruins that stick a little bit. For a while, when you had Michael Cole and that's not Chad Gable, that's the original Grande Americano. Like, they haven't done that in months because we haven't seen those other guys. It's like they died. So
there's been so many injuries in the last year and a half or so in WWE that I know that puts a hardship on creative, but at the same time, when you got the goods right there, like you got Chad Gable out there, give him some run, man. Let him, because he's entertaining. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he is entertaining. He's a great wrestler, and he's going to captivate somebody's attention and from a WWE perspective. That's for sure.
And I know you're going to love this next graphic I got.
Ooh.
Oh, the big boys. Like, between Trick and Oba, I think I'm still an Oba guy over Trick, but it's really close. It's really close. Oba just gets it, man. And I loved Rusev jumping in and challenging him. And man, I don't know if this is going to be a WrestleMania match or if they're just starting a quick feud before WrestleMania. I got to see these guys bang.
Yeah, they definitely have some
in the ring.
Yeah,
In the ring.
they have some go time for sure. Because Rusev is a big old brute, but Oba, when you see how much bigger he is than Rusev, that says something. Because Rusev's like 6'2", 6'3". How big is Oba?
6'6",
Wow, he's incredible.
310, 6'6", 310.
Go ahead and strap a rocket ship to him. Have him win the title. Like that's what they should do. Is just have him have like a Bill Goldberg run, where he just beats everybody, and every week you're just watching him beat everybody until like he's beaten the world heavyweight, or he's beaten the Intercontinental champion. Then he's beaten the world heavyweight champion. He's taken all the belts in a year.
Yeah, I'm confused on. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. I'm really confused on what they've been doing with Oba versus what they've done with Trick. So like Trick immediately is with the top guys: Sami Zayn, Drew, Randy, Cody. He's interacting with all those guys. Oba's busted up the War Raiders, Kit Wilson, and the Miz. Like, what are we doing? And it's funny. It is funny. But are we trying to make Oba funny? Or are we trying to make him the ruler?
Looking forward to seeing what this career trajectory is with WWE for sure.
I mean, he's going to be a champ. He's going to be to me, he's the guy that's going to take over as face of the brand from Cody Rhodes.
What do you guys think? Do you think Trick Williams or Oba Femi's going to have the bigger career arc in their WWE tenure? Put to the comments in the section. I want to keep track of that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We'll have to talk. Well, yeah. We'll have to throw that as a poll. See what happens. So I was excited for that. This was tell us you're kicking Rhea Ripley to SmackDown without telling us you're kicking her over to SmackDown.
Right. Let me hug you and love on you.
Like she literally broke up with Io Sky in front of thousands of people. It was so sad. Io was so sad. You go over to SmackDown and you do your thing and you win the championship. And then you'll be on SmackDown without me. Like it was kind of weird. Without them actually telling us like we are moving Rhea over to SmackDown.
Right. But this could be one of those matches where Jade and Rhea, they match up, and this gives Jade the opportunity to strap the lightning bolt to herself, because if she can beat Rhea Ripley, she'll get some street cred, and now she'll be the champion that everybody will want to try to beat in the future, as opposed to just an off the cuff champion at this point.
I got a feeling that she ain't keeping that belt at WrestleMania, bro. Like I don't think. Like, I feel like they're telling her by not booking her and not having her defend the title, this was nice, but it's over. So,
okay. I like that you take that, because I think that I might take a different pick. I'm not quite sure yet. I have to watch and see how the next 5.5 weeks go. But I think I might be
see
Jade.
I don't see Jade winning this at all. There's nothing gained for the WWE and TKO. Putting a title back on Rhea and having her as the main woman, there's a lot of money in that. So there's not a lot of money in Jade, bro. She scares me.
She scares me too, bro. That's for sure.
And I'm an equal opportunity lover, Ron. I like them in all shapes and sizes. And Jade Cargill is just one that I'm like, from far away, oh yeah. Get closer. Oh no, that's a man.
Yeah.
All right. On Raw last night, I have officially, I said this to my wife as we were watching Monday Night Raw. I said, if Danhausen curses Dominic Mysterio and Penta wins, I'm officially a Danhausen fan. Because Danhausen cursed Dominic Mysterio. And then Penta is champion. The curse is real. Loved it. I know you were happy.
I really hope with this promotion that Penta's gotten that he can get some of that energy that he had when he first came to WWE. He was so amazing when he came, and they just cooled him off for no reason.
He's still put in good work, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like when he first came in, he had that energy, had that pop, he had all of it. And then I feel like they just kind of beat him down with being that like mid-carder. And he's got everything else. Like even when he comes and talks trash to people, it's still funny. Like it's still good. So I'm glad that they did Danhausen right by having him curse Dominic, and the curse worked. And now, if you are, and I don't think they haven't actually said if Danhausen's SmackDown or Raw, or maybe he's both. Maybe he's like he's going to go back and forth between the brands as the comedic relief to help R-Truth out, right? But if he curses people and immediately those people have a bad night, that will create, I feel like, do you remember when Chris Jericho started the list?
Yes.
And just him about to click the pin would get them like all nervous and scared.
Right.
Danhausen coming up kind of put it, like, I feel like they could do the same thing, which is great. Some people don't like his stick. I don't know why. Wrestling is entertainment. It's entertainment, and he provides part of that entertainment. We can't all be serious like Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker, and most of the time CM Punk is pretty serious. Sometimes
you
we
get
just
that
need
Santino Marella.
Yes.
You get that R-Truth, and you have to have those characters to kind of keep it light a little bit.
So I was listening to Chris Van Fleet. I like to listen to his podcast on my way to work. It's about 45 minutes, so I get to hear most of a podcast. He had Brad Williams on. Do you know who Brad Williams is?
I don't.
So he's a huge wrestling fan. He's also a gigantic Denver Broncos fan, too. He's the dwarf.
Okay.
Denver comedian, right? And he is officially the comedian of the Chris Jericho cruise. He's done it for multiple years. He actually books all the comedy talent on the cruise as well. So he was on the show, huge wrestling fan. He was telling a story about him and Hornswoggle getting into it on the cruise, and he actually did like a so Chris will usually ask guys, who's your Mount Rushmore? And for Brad, he said, who's your comedy wrestling Mount Rushmore?
Okay.
Santino. I was like Santino. There's R-Truth. Why am I blanking on his name? There's another one that he named, but it got me thinking, like, yeah, who are those guys that are just consistently funny? I think he doesn't get as much credit for it. Kurt Angle was hilarious.
But he was he could play all the different roles. That's the thing that was made Kurt Angle so incredible, that he was so diversified in his character. He was comic relief. He could come in and be an Olympic gold medalist, and he could be the best damn wrestler of the night, all at the same time.
So congrats to Penta. Thank you, Danhausen. We appreciate you doing the Lord's work and cursing that bastard Dominic Mysterio and getting Penta a title. Because I would have been in the crowd chanting, "You deserve it. You deserve it." Penta's my guy. Love that guy. Let's go. All right. Last part of the night, we had Roman Reigns and CM Punk. They didn't really announce Roman Reigns until Monday that he was on the show. I don't know if things just lined up for him to be on the show. This was pretty good. I will say, when CM Punk said something about his father, Roman Reigns' father, I was like, oh, damn. I was like, I hope you got clearance to say that before.
He went there. He went there on it. And this rivalry is necessary, and it's disjointed a little bit because Roman ain't there every week. So what CM Punk was saying about, I have to carry it while you're not here, that was like such a true statement. Like, if you want to get street cred, be here. You don't want street cred. It's very similar to when John Cena and Roman Reigns were having a conversation before, just like when The Rock and John Cena were having a conversation before. So it's this era's. You got the old guy now telling the young guy, I'm here all the time.
Right. Where are you?
Where are you?
And this is what I know Roman's talked about. He doesn't think he will ever be completely Hollywood. Like, he's always going to be, he can do this. He can be a part-timer between the two brands, or two lives. And at some point, being honest, I want you to choose. And if you choose movies because you make a lot of money, I got no problem with that. And you want to come back every other year and do a match, cool. But when you're this, like, I've got my foot halfway in, halfway out, I'm a part-timer, I'm going to come and main event.
In the sport that I loved you in exchange for something else, because I haven't seen a movie that Roman Reigns has done yet.
Well, I know he's in
the fact that he's on the marquee of a movie doesn't move me to go spend money to go watch the movie.
He was in Hobbs and Shaw. That was a couple years ago. The movie that's coming up is Street Fighter, and that's got Cody Rhodes in it as well. 50 Cent in it. It's got a bunch of dudes in it, so that should be fun. But I think he's working on a couple other projects that maybe have not been completely announced to all of us, or he's just chilling. Like, he's just like, I don't have to do this all the time. I'm making so much money being part-time. But to me, that just leaves me kind of wanting him to leave. And I hate saying that, but
yeah, go do what you do.
Like, I just don't want you, like, you come back for one appearance, then you're going to be gone for 3 weeks. Then you come back. John Cena's retirement tour worked because we knew, yes, he was going to be here this week, and that they kind of announced it like weeks in advance that he was going to be here. So we already expected it. We have no damn clue when Roman Reigns is showing up.
Right. He just is all of a sudden on TV, and it's like, it's awesome, but then it's like, it's awesome for right now, and then I'm not going to see you for a few months.
He got his ass beat at SummerSlam, and then we didn't see him till Survivor Series.
Right.
Like, so yeah, I'm getting to the point now where I just kind of want, if you're going to do other things, go enjoy that life. That's okay. You've put in a lot of good work. You've earned it. You're going to make a lot of money doing something else. But the half in, half out, it just doesn't do it for me. Oh, and I think I appreciate The Rock, because he went away for years and then he came back and he would do these bits for a while, right? And he may not have been face to face with John, but then they were doing videos, they were doing tweets, they were still ways for us to get that back and forth without him actually being face to face. That's okay. Come back and do that, Roman. I'll still appreciate that, but the whole, like, I see you, then I don't see you again until a PLE, and then you disappear for like a month, and then you come, like, and we never know when you're coming back. It's just, yeah, I just don't like it. I'm kind of done with Roman. So,
well, it's time to wrap up, my friend. Another one's in, so keep that last thought for next week. So, you know what? You have your choice of where you want to tune in for wrestling news and podcasts. We got Tony Storm on a shirt, as you can see there. You got a pinch nerve here, and we're still coming live to you in color every Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Tell a friend, subscribe, and if you ain't got down with that, I got 2 words for you.
Suck it!
Pinky in the building, rapping orange and blue. Broncos country, yeah, you know how we do. Hot takes so wild, you remember the name. From college ball to the pros, Caleb spitting game. Robert here, the pop culture plug. From comics to racing, pour the drink in the mug. Sports, nonsense and whiskey, yeah, bold talk. Good laughs and a glass in the air. Sports, nonsense and whiskey, right? Kick back, tune in, take a wild side.